In this lecture, we're going to add a single keyword to help us avoid a tricky error in C#. As mentioned before, multiple functions can be assigned to events. There isn't a limit on how many functions can be assigned to a single event. Since our events are public, functions can be assigned from any component. That's great, but it can also become problematic. What if a component overrides the event's functions? If that were to happen, only one function would run. Let me show you an example. In Visual Studio Code, open the bubble event component. For the start attack event, let's add code inside the function's body. By default, we pass in an empty function. Lambda functions can have bodies by writing code inside the curly brackets. Inside these brackets, let's call the print method with the following message, bubble event. Next, let's head back to Unity. I'm going to play the game. If I were to attack, the messages from both methods would get logged. Unity runs both methods at the same time. That's great. This allows us to define functions all over our game. If a game object needs to handle this event, it can do so without being interrupted by another game object. So, what's the problem? Let's head back to our editors. In Visual Studio Code, open the combat component. Scroll to the onEnable method. In this method, we're registering methods by using the += operator. But what if we swapped this operator with the equals operator? Let's head back to our game to find out what happens. I'm going to play the game again. This time, attacking causes one message to get logged. The other message has completely disappeared. The reason we get one message is because we're overriding the complete list of functions registered with the event. Unity assumes we're trying to run a single function. Unfortunately, these types of errors don't produce an error message. Unity thinks this is completely fine. It's possible for a typo to cause this entire issue. Luckily, C# has a keyword for preventing this type of scenario from happening. Let's head back to our code editors. In the bubble event class, let's add a keyword called event after the public keyword for the start attack event. This single keyword prevents an external class from overriding the list of registered methods in the event. Let's head back to Unity. Without running the game, a message gets logged into the console. It states the following. The event on bubble start attack can only appear on the left-hand side of += or -= except when used from within the type. We can't run the game until this error gets resolved. Unity has detected that we have accidentally overridden the registered methods. We're restricted to using the += operator. Let's head back to our editors. In the combat component, I'm going to revert the operator back to +=. Next, back in the bubble event component, I'm going to remove the print statement from the start attack method. Lastly, I'm going to add the event keyword to the complete attack variable. Whenever creating custom events, we're always going to add the event keyword to prevent funny behavior from occurring. It's going to save us a lot of headaches. In the next lecture, let's start preventing the player from performing excessive attacks.